Oh no, no. All right, so I was I was thinking about. It says stream could not be created, so I'm not sure if this is taking or not. I'm just gonna finish and see how it goes. I was gonna talk to you a little bit about my weighted blanket and how fake that is, and how when I went into a store when I first got this weighted blanket like 5 years ago, before I knew that I was really targeted, how I perceived it and how other people looked at it, and how it kind of um, it alerted some people at the checkout. When I had mentioned weighted blanket, I had kind of rose some, got some looks, and some heads perked up. I don't know, the word's lost. It's that from my brain. Huh? Um, but I remember that happening, and there was a young woman in line who had perked up and kind of, I mean, some heads were rolling. No, no, no. It just, just kind of alerted some people to this, to that. I guess my only thought, and I'm just not really trying very hard here, because when I started to create this, now I have something that says stream could not be created, try again, or finish. So I'm just kind of, you know, just pulling this along here to see if it actually does create or not. I'm not sure. So maybe I'll make something with this or not. But it sucks once you create the title and you put the description in and you're ready to make it roll, and something like this happens. But yeah, so I'm not sure about that. Uh, I don't know if I want to talk too much about it, anyways. All right, we'll see if this happens. Hi guys, I'm trying to go live again. Oh, look, it started me at 3 minutes running time, but I'm not sure if it actually picked up the first 3 minutes. I was just kind of babbling. Ah, based on a thought that had come into my mind on the weighted blankets. So the thought was kind of disturbing. When I bought my weighted blanket 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't buy it because I didn't realize I was targeted at the time, or anything to do with that, or electron electronic weapons or anything. I didn't have any knowledge of any of that. I bought it because I think I had researched somewhere that if you use a weighted blanket, it can help, uh, help you sleep a little bit better because of the feeling of comfort. But I think I might have suspected I was implanted at that time. But it was interesting because when I mentioned to the girl at the checkout, oh yeah, something about the weighted blanket, I had a rose. Everybody around kind of perked up and tuned in. I had bought this at Target, and you know how people are at Target, right? I mean, they're up everybody's ass. I mean, it's true. It's true. Target has a vibe in it of like prissy or stuck up, or there is a vibe. There is a vibe there. That's why I don't go in there that much. I like Target in some ways. It's different from other stores, but it does have a little bit of a stuck up vibe. Um, so at the checkout, when I had said weighted blanket, everybody around, till Kingdom Come and beyond, had, kind of ears up, radar twist and turn and, look in your direction. Um, I, hmm, I wonder which direction I should take this in. You know, when you're targeted, you are exposed to so many different things. You might find yourself not doing the job that you are meant to do in this world. You are not even living, you can't even put yourself back into your own body or in your own mindset because you're living a complete lie. It's a complete fabrication. It is a life that organized crime is designing for you and society is fulfilling. It is a sick, disgusting role. It isn't you. And you might you might find yourself doing jobs that are like bacterial, that are, that have you exposed to toxins or to things that, are not very well sanitized, you know. And I've found this to be very true. And your exposure might actually cause you to become sick. Like, I mean, very sick. And it's hard to say if that's a setup or not. Um, because I've noted all sorts of nefarious things, and the timing of things is what's most interesting. But that's almost the most intricate part to try to share with you all the time is the timeline of things, and how it transpires and how a person understands the gaslight of it all from day to day. Um, I, I wonder if some areas, some cities, and some countries are worse off than others because they've heavily infiltrated that area. I have some areas around me that are just like that. You could kind of see them going wrong. You kind of see them going south in more ways than one. It's not just one way. Like, it's not just like Mexicans have infiltrated. Okay, it's not just that causes it. Or whitey, all the DOD and NSA divorced white males are all living in this area. No, yes and no. But it's usually multiple of those types of things that I'm seeing happening. And yeah, I mean, they've pretty much taken over. I mean, they've pretty much bulldozed it all. So we're going to be living in a third world country soon. And we've got all sort of looters and thieves and bandits taking over. And the police aren't helping it. That's become police state. I mean, we're living in a police state. There's because anytime that the sirens sound whenever I open my mouth or I send somebody a text message, I mean, we know we're living in a police state then, right? Because people like me should be able to voice those things freely, knowing that, I'm not the criminal out there doing all this shit. So why blow your whistle when I'm telling the story, I mean, you should be going after the criminals who are getting away with this stuff, taking over. And whichever presidents and political leaders are in charge of this, I mean, we'll just blame it on them all because they're all highly capable of changing this stuff. And I mean, listen, this is all nonsense, anyways. It doesn't make any sense. It's not, there's nothing of this world that makes any sense whatsoever. It's just silly. These targeters are trying to shut things down. Oh, I can't Can't do it anymore. It was just the meeting was supposed to be about my checkered weighted blanket that I'm laying under right now, and I'm just drifting off to sleep, telling you all about it because that's really all I've got to talk about. Um, well, uh, yeah, I mean, they're trying to reduce me to, demeaning jobs and things, and they're even using my family members and yeah, I mean, people who don't even really know me to kind of put me into jobs that don't, classify who I am, or I mean, they might pay better, but they're probably more demeaning. I mean, and the work that I'm working at now is not so bad. It's not, there's not really nothing bad to say. It's just that I can't get enough hours. That's all. That's the biggest problem. But I have nobody else who's willing to come forward and help me out. I've got pretty much everybody has turned on me because they know they don't really know what targeting is. They really don't know. They're just lost and confused, and they don't know which way God is. They don't know which way up is. They don't know which way down is. But hell is on your way, so just keep on doing what you're doing. I mean, there's nothing else to say. You're either going up or you're going down, and if you're not quite sure what you're doing and who's right and who's wrong and who's good and who's bad, well, you're probably on your way down. And I can help kick you there. I don't mind, especially because you might have been part of the ones helping kick me down. Anyway, we'll just let God take care of that because he's already on top of it. And yeah, I mean it's pretty bad where we're at, and there's not a lot of hope in the world. There's not a lot of good, and there's not a lot of trust or belief that there is any. So I guess maybe just go out there and try to pretend to be good and see what people think. Right? Night.